Greek Mythology Nail Art Series by Hotpinkzebrapolish, and this is the Medusa nail art tutorial. Begin by painting all of your nails dark green, or if you don't have dark green, black would work too. On your middle nail will be her face, and so we're going to be starting with a lighter green paint and painting just like her face shape. And so her chin should be right near the tip of your nail, and then her cheeks and stuff should go all the way almost to the edges of your nail, so you want her face to fill up your nail. And then at a little point, either in the center or off to the side at the top, to indicate the part in her snake hair. And then with a darker green, but not as dark as the background, start by adding little details in her hair. And so just like little lines in her hair and things of that nature. And then with white paint, add her eyes. And then with the green that you used in her hair, add her eyebrows, and you want her to have kind of mean looking eyebrows. And then add just a little bit of a line for detail for her nose. And then with black, add the pupils in her eyes. And I'm going to line her eyes, but I'm not going to line them all the way around. I'm going to line them about from the pupil to the outer corner on the top and the bottom. And so all of my outlining in these designs are going to be kind of rough and not perfect outlines. And then I'm also adding 2 little lines to indicate eyelashes. And then with that black, I'm adding just a couple low lights in her hair. And then with pink paint, add her lips. And my pink paint's a little bit thinned out, so it's not quite so harsh and bright. That way it'll look a little simpler and a little bit less pretty. And then outline her lips. And like I said, with the eyes, you don't want it to be a perfect outline, just sort of a rough sketched out outline. And then add white reflections in her eyes. And then with an even lighter green than you used for her face, just add a little bit of a highlight. And that will dry and look a little bit smoother and just give her some dimension. And then on your pointer and ring nails, we will be painting her snakes. And there's going to be 3 snakes on each nail, and they're going to be facing away from her face. So you want the snakes to be looking away from her. And they don't all have to be the same size or the same length from her face. And you want the bodies to be all like curvy and swervy and everything. And to me, they're kind of like Pac-Man with a tail. That's what I think they look like. And this is the same color that I used to add the first little details in her hair. So it's a dark green. And then adding highlights to your snakes, and this is the same color that I used for her face. But you don't want them to be solid, you know, just kind of like a rough highlight. And then with those highlight colors, just add little spots around the snakes, because that area is snakes too. We're just not adding the details to them to make them obvious what they are, but that's still her hair and it's still snakes. And then add a white eye to each of your snakes, each of those 3. And then a small black dot in the middle. And then the worst part of everything, outlining. I hate outlining, but it just makes everything look so nice. So, outline your snakes. And especially on the dark green, it's hard to tell initially that it's helping anything, but then once you add that layer of top coat, your snakes will really pop out and they'll look really beautiful. And then on your pinky and thumb, just sponge on a few of those colors of green that you used. And then with a very light green, the same color you used to highlight on her face, add some scales. Now this is more of a fish scale pattern, but I find it to be easier than drawing out a snake scale pattern, and I think it looks just fine. but if you'd rather use a snake scale pattern, that's up to you. I think this looks pretty good. And I forgot the video, but add a layer of top coat. My camera must not have been working. So I hope you like my design. Please comment with requests and subscribe. Also check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I will see you in my next video.